Our final speaker this evening is excited to present her 8th speech, which focuses on visual aids. She has been given many opportunities because of this organization. How many people can honestly say they have learned to square dance on a tennis court in the heart of North Carolina mountains? Please welcome a girl who has, Becca Wayne, in her speech, Livin' the Young Life.
Where can you go to see an old couple performing a skit called Tap Dance Extravaganza? Where can you go when you want to sing songs at the top of your lungs and no one cares? Where can you go where people genuinely care about you and call you just to talk? The answer is Young Life. I find that I talk about Young Life almost every day, and no one has any idea what I'm talking about. My goal this evening is to inform all of you what kind of organization this is and tell you why it's so amazing. It all started with Jim Rayburn in 1938. He took on the challenge that a local minister gave him to find ideas of contacting the neighborhood high school and take them in because they didn't really want to go to church. So he began a weekly club full of singing, skits, and a simple message about God. On October 16, 1941, Young Life was made official by him and 4 other seminarians. As Young Life grew and expanded, they had to move their headquarters to Colorado Springs. It was here that they developed other ministries, such as Wildlife, which is for middle school kids, Capernaum, which is for kids with disabilities, Young Lives, for young mothers and pregnant teens. They also developed Small Town Initiative, which reaches kids in rural areas instead of the cities. And then, my favorite, Young Life College, for students on college campuses. Most people believe that Young Life only exists in the United States. They're wrong. There are locations in British Columbia, Germany, Brazil, and 58 other countries around the world. The Young Life mission is to give every adolescent the opportunity to meet Jesus Christ and follow him. It strives to build personal relationships with the kids, where they can provide fun and adventurous experiences, as well as love them no matter who they are, what background they're from, how financially well off they are, or what they do. You might wonder, well, how do they do this? How can they accomplish their mission? And why do the kids actually want to go? The 5C approach. The first C is contact work. This is how they build their personal relationships between the kids and the leaders. A kid doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's what brings all the leaders into the schools. Sometimes they have lunch, and sometimes they go to the kids' games and watch them and cheer them on, or maybe even they go to a band concert. All the leaders are volunteers, so they do everything out of pure love for the kids. But they've made a commitment to Young Life that they're going to keep in contact with the kids. So every week they call them and they ask them, how their week's going, what events they have coming up, any prayer requests that they have. Young Life Club is the next C. It's pretty hard to describe for most people, but the kids know it. They consider it one of the best times of their week. As soon as you walk up, the energy is obvious, and the smiles are a sign of what's to come. During clubs, they're singing, there's skits, and these skits have characters in them. Weird characters, totally crazy. In the picture to the right, my friend Katie and I are with Rusty and Dusty, the pit crew for racing, who were characters at the camp that we went to last summer. Other components are games, a brief message about the Lord, and then we even actually went to McDonald's after all our clubs. Some of them are themed. We've had a Christmas club, a pirate versus ninja club, and even a pajama party club. But you're never really a Young Life kid until you experience camp. There are 22 camps around the world, with 20 of them being in North America and Central America alone. This isn't roughing it camping. These are resort-quality facilities, complete with sleeping arrangements in cabins. with AC. Some of them are week-long, and some of them only run Friday through Sunday. But anyone can go. It doesn't matter if you can pay for camp or not. If you want to go, Young Life finds a way to pay for you. And it's not just open to high schoolers. Middle schoolers, Capernaum, Young Life, anybody. So what's special about camp? It's the most fun you'll ever have. There's obstacle courses, you can go horseback riding, they have go-karts, pools, water slides, blobs, zip lines, group games, themed nights, you name it, they have it. The thing about camp is that no two camps are alike. Each has something for everybody, and you can have like the best food ever, like phenomenal food. Campaigners is the next C, and it's basically just a Bible study where you can go if you want to learn more about God or something like that. And it's the kids and leaders outside of clubs. So it's usually a more serious environment, but it's still fun. The Young Life Committee is the final C. Parents, alumni, leaders, they all get together every few weeks or so and discuss important topics. They're the ones that help raise money for kids to go to camp, and they're also the ones that decide what they're going to do at club and campaigners each week. They make the decisions about the Young Life Banquet and the golf tournament, which help raises money for the group. Today, Young Life ministers to over 600,000 high schoolers, almost 200,000 middle schoolers, about 2,500 Capernaum kids, just over 1,500 pregnant teens and young mothers, almost 2,500 college students, and let's not forget the Young Life staff that has well over 3,000 people worldwide. Young Life is for everybody. You don't have to be religious to go. No one is excluded and everyone is welcome. Over the last 68 years, Young Life has grown and expanded to one of the most well-known organizations, full of fun and laughter. I mean, where else can you go when you want to see a guy dressed up as a sheriff named C.T. Studd who wants to build a donut obelisk?